Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today I'm here with a new tutorial. We are going to be creating this beautiful large mini album using the Heartfelt Creations Cascading Petals collections. So this album measures 9 by 7. So we are going to need 2 pieces of 9 by 7 and 1 piece of 9 by 3.5 for the chipboard covers. So as you can see here, I am adding some double-sided tape to my chipboard covers, and I'm just going to wrap those around some cardstock. I'm using the 12 by 12 cardstock by American Crafts, and all of the supplies that we are using for this album can be found at JS Hobbies and Crafts, and I'm gonna have the link to the store and a list of the supplies on the description box below. So now I'm just going to finish up wrapping the cover, and I'm doing a voiceover instead of the usual tutorials I do because my girls were just being a little bit too loud in the background, so that's why. And I also speed up the video just a little bit so we can have a little more time to decorate the cover as well. So now we're going to start on the hinges. For that, I'm cutting a piece of 8.5 by 12 inches, and we are going to score at 2 inches, 2 3/4, 3.5. Then we're going to do 4 1/4, 5 inches, 5 3/4, and 6.5. And then we're going to do 7 1/4, 8 inches, 8 3/4, 9.5, and 10 1/4. And as you can see, we're just doing 3/4 inch increments for the hinges. So then we're going to join the first 2 3/4 inches, and we are going to skip the next one and join the next 2, as you can see here, and that's how we are going to be forming the 4 hinges. So then we're going to turn these to the back and add some double-sided tape. We're going to start on the first 3/4 inches, then you're going to skip 2 and add tape again, and skip 2 and add tape, and same thing. And that way we have the double-sided tape on the back of each one of the hinges. So then you're just going to peel off the tape and join them together. So once I have my hinges ready, I'm going to add some double-sided tape on each one of the sides, and you want to add the tape closest to the outside edge of the hinges, since your tape should be about 1/2 inch and your hinges are about 3/4 inches. You will have a little bit of that clear space so your pages can open a little bit more flat. So then I'm going to bring my base back, and we are going to add the hinges right on the center of the spine. So you want to center the hinges with the spine bending lines as well. So I'm just gonna add my glue all the way around on the back. You want to add quite a little glue for this step. Make sure it's nice and strong. And then we're just going to center the hinges on the spine of the book, and we're just gonna press down and make sure we don't have any air bubbles, and also make sure your glue dries really good before you start bending your pages. Now to bend my pages, I'm just going to grab my ruler and I'm going to find the bending points on the top and the bottom, line that up and just gently score on each side, and then I'm going to just fold that, and then we're going to repeat that step for the other side as well. So now we have the binding ready, we have our hinges, and what I want to do now is decorate my covers, and then I'm gonna work on the pages later on. So I have some gold pages here that I'm going to be adding just so I can have that beautiful gold frame around my paper. And then for the cover I chose this page here, so I'm actually going to be using just this side here, and then I'm going to cut out this image. And let me show you, the Heartfelt Creations also comes with, of course, the stamps and the die set. So I have this beautiful bird, which is actually exactly the same size as that one. I'm not going to be using the stamp, I'm just going to show you because I do have the stamp and the die set. And what I'm going to use is my die, just so I can cut this little bird out. You can definitely just fussy cut this, but I'm showing you just in case you have these dies and you want to use them. And then this collection also comes with this beautiful bird cage die, which I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna cut the bird cage also on gold, and this is, if you go to the website, this is how you find that bird cage if you like it, and a lot of you probably have it because I shared this with you, and I know a lot of you love these dies. So if you don't have the die, it's completely okay. We have the same bird cage here and it's exactly the same size. So what you can do is fussy cut around this bird cage and this beautiful bird here, and we are going to layer those on top of each other. And then I'm just gonna use this design here for the back, and I love these stripes here, and this is going to be for the spine. And this one on the back also have this little bird. So that what's very nice about these dies is that you can use these dies on these birds here. You don't have to get the stamps, you know, if you don't like to color and all of that. So yeah, so I wanted to share that with you just in case you have it. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut my paper. So let me grab my paper cutter. I'm going to cut these. So my gold pieces were cut at 8 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that's gonna be the first layer. So the second layer is going to, I'm gonna move this to the side because of the glare. So this one is going to be 6 1/2 by 8 1/2. So I'm going to start right here. Let's move this out of the way too. So I'm going to do 6 1/2, and then I'm going to take out this white piece, and then I'm going to go down to 8 1/2, just right there. So we have the page for the front, and then again you can fussy cut this out. You can use your die to cut this piece out here, it will fit perfectly, or you can do just a piece of gold paper and cut your bird cage. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to fussy cut out this image as well, or use my die. And then from this sheet again I'm going to cut a piece of 6 1/2 by 8 1/2 if you're using a gold border around. If not, you can just cut it at 8 3/4 by 6 3/4. So again I'm going to do 8 1/2, and then I'm going to do 6 1/2. So this is going to be my back piece. Then I'm going to cut these at 3 inches by 8 1/2. Okay, and the gold piece for this one is cut at 3 1/4, okay, by 8 3/4, just like the other one. So I'm going to layer these pieces together. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down after I layer this with the gold paper. So I'm gonna start with the front, then I have the middle section here for the spine, and I also backed this one with gold, as you can see. So I'm just gonna place this one right there, and then we're going to do the one on the back. So okay, so I'm just gonna glue that down, and we're just going to place this right there on the center. And now we're going to work on these covers. So I am just going to layer some stamps and try to make myself a nice flat surface to work on, which is perfect. Okay, so I also went ahead and cut the beautiful birdcage on the gold. Just look how stunning this birdcage looks on gold. I think it just adds a lot to the design. And then I went ahead and cut the little bird as well, so that is what we're gonna layer on top. Then I have this beautiful lace. This is also from the store, and again, you're gonna have the link on the description box below to all of the supplies that I am using. And I'm going to cut this. I'm going to start here actually, and I'm just going to take this section and I'm going to put this one right here. I love how it fills the page, so I'm going to cut this right here. Okay, so that's gonna be that piece. Then I'm gonna add my bird cage, my beautiful birds, and then I have the beautiful flowers as well. So we're going to do a little bit of layering. So I'm going to start with the lace. Now this lace is so intricate and so pretty. I'm going to add one line here of fabric glue, and we're gonna place the lace on top because I want to make sure the glue doesn't show and it's not messy. So I'm going to start with that line, which is going to be right behind the line right there, and you only need a little bit of glue. Okay, so then I'm going to glue on the top here, which is key, that way it's not going to move all over the place. Okay, so just some taps of glue in the lace, and then I'm going to continue here. Okay, so just a little bit. Okay, you don't need much. It's a pretty strong glue, and you don't want to have glue smudges everywhere. So again, just tip, tip, tip. And then this bottom section will need a little bit more, and there you go. So that's all you really need in terms of glue. And then I'm going to put my beautiful bird cage right here on this side, just like that. Whoops. And now again, for this bird cage, you want tiny drops of glue. Let me make sure all the pieces came out. I think there is one piece here, and there's one tiny piece right there. Okay, so this is ready. And again, oh, and this die, the door opens. How cute is that? I'm not gonna make it open though, because I want my bird to be out of the cage. So I'm going to just add some tiny pieces, little bits of glue in some areas. And again, you don't want to put a little glue if you're using gold paper, because it will show on the front and it just will look messy if it comes, you know, if it overloads. Okay, just like that. See, that looks like a little messy, smudgy, but there you go. And so yeah, so I'm going to add the bird cage right here on the center, and then I'm going to add my pretty little bird. Now for my bird, I am going to add some layers to give this a little bit of volume, make that stand out. And I like adding my layers using my leftover pieces of chipboard. So I'm just gonna cut small sections like that, and I'm going to layer two together because I want a lot of volume. So 2 pieces of chipboard, and then I'm going to put this on the back of my bird in different sections. Okay, so now I'm ready to add my little birds. I have my chipboard pieces, and she is just going to sit right on the center here. So beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, and then we're gonna let that dry, and we're going to layer some flowers on the sides. Let's see, here we have these gorgeous 49 and market flowers, and I think I'm going to use the large ones here. I love how these are white and they match with the white flowers on the bird. And oh, I even have little ones that I can probably just add on top here. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm going to add touches of the other color as well. So there you go. So I like to add my flowers with the fabric glue too. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then a couple more of these little ones for over here. So we can do these ones right there like that. Not that one. Okay, maybe just 2. And I'm going to add some glue in here. So that just gives it another dimension. And now I'm just going to see how I am going to layer these flowers here on the front. I don't want to put too many flowers, so maybe I'll save some for the inside of the book, and we'll just do something more subtle. No, don't like that looks. I don't like the look of that, but I do like this. Gorgeous, so pretty. And then maybe I can do this as well. And just something like that. So pretty, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. So I'm going to start with these guys right there, and then this one, put that one right there, and this large piece. I love the natural elements. It's really pretty. I'm gonna put this up a little more. Okay, and then we're going to add this large one. This one might come on top here, so I'm gonna put some glue here as well, and just do it like an angled, like that. So this is gonna have to have more glue down here. Okay, and this is also going to need just a little bit of glue so it's not moving everywhere, just like that. And then finally I have this one and this one. So cute. Okay, so now for the touch of color, we're going to add the other color flowers. So pretty. So I'm going to just need probably 2, maybe 3, and we're going to add these ones like that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue them down. Just some glue. It will probably lay on top of the other flowers, so just some glue here, and there you go. Okay, so then we have one more, and this one's just gonna tuck right behind all of these other ones. And there you go. I think that is it for the flowers. And now for the sentiment of my album, I think I'm going to do a celebrate right here, because it's a neutral theme. It could be used for different occasions. So I'm just gonna cut these like that, and I am going to round the corners of this little sentiment piece. Okay, and then same thing here. So we'll do 1 and 2. There you go. Cute little sentiment that I am going to back these on my scrap pieces of the gold paper. Maybe I'll use this tiny piece here. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this down. Place that right there. And then we're going to trim this. Here we have this piece. I went ahead and round the corners on that as well. And now I'm just going to back this up also on some chipboard to create that dimension. And there you go. So that is it for the cover, I think. So now I'm just going to place this down, and you can do it here on the bottom right there. So there you go. Now we have our cover ready. Look how beautiful it turned out. We have the binding, we have the hinges, and I'm going to stop here for now, and we're going to come back with part 2. We're going to be working on the pages and decorating a little bit on the inside as well. So I hope you guys enjoy these tutorials so far. I'm going to have the link to JS Hobbies and Crafts on the description box down below, and also a list of supplies that you are going to need to create this project. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.